face the music.
You do gotta face the music.
You gotta face
sometimes.
the music.
Let's hope like how our audio's coming through. I'm gonna check it real quick by unmuting my laptop. That way we ain't gotta rely on people.
So that's my main goal every day, is not to rely on anybody.
Do a quick unmute. I think. Watch there be no audio.
Music.
It wouldn't surprise me, dude. It would not surprise me.
Nothing surprises me.
And I don't understand why I can't hear anything over here.
You don't have earphones,
Nope, we're good. Okay. All right. Pay to play in a social experience 2, 4,
1. I saw that last night. That's a lot of episodes.
That's more than 10.
Yeah.
Like, let's go over statistics real quick. Like, just on average, like the accepted general rule of thumb when somebody wants to start a podcast or friends want to sit in a room and talk. Like, generally, people will get up to like, 4 or 5 episodes. If they make it to 7, they might want to keep doing it. If you can get past and then it's like 10 is where it starts wearing people down. 25 is a milestone that's hard for people to get to when you're starting out. Generally, you might start getting some form of a vague idea without many clues, but like just like the slightest biggest of idea from like 50 to like 100 episodes. And after that, it starts potentially building of what you might want to be doing with the show. Like those aren't good numbers where it's going to keep the general or the mass population that's going to get into trying to create a show or a podcast.
Yeah, I think we're up 48 on the buzz. Like I was trying for 50 before the end of the year, but I don't think it's going to happen. But it's okay.
Yeah, if we get it, we get it.
Yeah, if not, we don't.
Well, what you could do is if you get one person in, do that, and then just do a recap show. Yeah. And like literally, you could talk and just talk about some of your favorite episodes.
Well, I wanted to do that, and I wanted to announce like my favorite albums of the year and stuff like that anyway. So
yeah, and band just know some of your favorite music, favorite album. Just in literally, we could pull clips up right as you say them. I'll have everything up and just start talking about it as you're talking about it. I'll pull it up.
Yeah,
boom. We can do something like that.
I think we should. That's a good idea, man.
Definitely. Anyhow, moving on to the topic of the day.
Dude, somebody's pulling in here.
Are they?
Wait, now they're backing up.
We're not here, Jimmy. Just stay still.
Dude, it doesn't do anything anyway.
If they don't see you, if you pretend you're invisible, they can't see you.
What is going on? Okay, now they're pulling back in.
Is the door locked? I believe so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to look at them like stupid if they come to the door. I'm not answering it. I'm just going to...
Yeah, no. We'll play it off. But no, back to the episode. Was that a knock?
No.
Okay. Back to the episode. Pay to play. So I'm gonna look. I'm not great at researching stuff while I'm actually on a microphone talking, but I'm gonna try like how to find this, just because it's something that I found and I wanted to talk about it. It goes in line with the other topic that was brought up for the day, which is insane. When you think about it, and not all of it's insane. Okay, let's take a trip back to school. When we were in school, what did it take to get in trouble with the law?
Like the cops being called?
Yes.
You had to do something pretty like
fight a teacher.
Yeah.
And maybe not even then, depending on what type of
pulling a fire alarm will get the cops called.
Yeah, definitely. It's fire marshal, the cops, that'll get it. What else? I'm gonna pull chat up too. Sorry, I forgot all about that. Pulling the fire alarm. Bringing a weapon.
Yeah.
Like nowadays we know it is, but back then
it would depend on what it was. Like I'm not sure if it was a pocket knife or something, it would probably just be confiscated.
Right.
Back in the day, but like if it was a pistol or something,
like a sword.
Yeah, most likely.
Like you go in Kill Bill before Kill Bill was a thing.
Right. You kill William.
Right. Were you around? Were you a thing in the high school, or maybe you were junior, coming to senior high soon when they banned chain wallets?
Oh no, I was in 7th grade because they banned it in junior high too, and like I remember Musser and Marishchuk and all them. Dude, they came in with like the last day you could wear chains. They might as well just wore chains, dude. Like had so many of them, it was ridiculous. It was so funny.
Yeah, no, and people had all kind of stuff. like connecting like a couple people, you know, the like the cheap tin pull cord for lights. It's like multiple little balls linked together.
Yeah.
People had those on.
Well, they used to have those necklaces too, remember? Like
Yeah.
a ball chain necklace.
But I mean, some people want the actual skinny, like stole a couple pull cords off their
Dude, I
lights at
saw
their
people
house.
use dog chains. Like legit use dog chains.
Yeah, dog chains, leashes. People had like hemp chains on their wallets. And all this stuff was passing as long as it wasn't like the link chain that they were talking about. And I'm like, I remember thinking how silly ass the school was, thinking like, oh, that's okay, but this isn't. Because let me tell you, when you take that hemp and what is that called, macrame or braid or whatever, and braid that into macrame, whatever it is, into a pattern, and it's nice and thick, you're gonna be able to strangle somebody just as much with that as you would a chain.
Yeah.
Now swinging it and hitting them, somebody might laugh or get a whip to the side of the face. Yeah, I get that. But no, it was just so silly when they banned them, and it's like,
The only time I remember the cops being called was a dude passed out drunk in like my third period class one time because he thought it was a good idea to drink all morning in class because like, you know, why wouldn't you? Like, holy fuck, dude. And then, what was the other? Oh, when we pulled the fire alarms on that walkout, but I didn't get caught.
yeah, no, that's no good, man.
No, but and then the walkout. That was the only 3 times I remember cops being called. But yeah, dude, that guy fucking getting all shit faced in like homeroom and stuff. I'm like, what are you doing?
Look, holy shit, look how fucking gangster Pearl is. Pocket knives back in the day, they were allowed.
See?
They're allowed to have pocket knives back in the day. That's old school, dude. That's back in the days of when I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, and it was probably school dependent and in who knows. But I imagine you could probably smoke.
Dude, there used to be a smoking lounge in the fucking high school.
Right, at around the school or with the teachers in the lounge if you had a note from your parents. I think at one point that might have been a thing. But however, I wasn't there. I can't corroborate that. I can only go off what older people tell me. But yeah, fucking Chris. Did you follow that conversation?
Yeah, I just didn't know. That's not a yeah. You got it, man.
Oh, funny guy that Chris is. Just sidetrack the show. Thanks. But no, anyhow, moving on. So yeah, fire alarm, serious weapons, gun, you know you're dealing with the cops.
Drugs, yeah.
Drugs. Dude, here's the other thing too. Do you remember when the police brought the drug display in? Like actual...
Yes, dude, I've been bringing this up lately. What the fuck was that? Why would you pass this thing around showing me what exactly pot looks like, what acid looks like, what cocaine looks like, what you were making sure I didn't get ripped off or what? Because that's essentially what happened.
Yeah, and not only that, having it all up front where after each one was passed around, if you wanted to look again more, you could come up and pick it up.
Yeah.
And it was not, I mean, they could say all they want. That was not fake mock-up shit.
I think the LSD and stuff was.
Possibly. But was some
the weed was definitely real.
There was some stuff there that was very, very real. Why? Look, confiscated paraphernalia or stuff that's going to be destroyed or not, or made up who knows when, so it's probably not even active anymore, but was very active and real at one time. Why would you bring that into a school and hand it to kids?
So we didn't get ripped off. It goes back to the Dr. Mario theory, dude. All right. We were in training for the opioid crisis, okay?
I guess, right? Okay, so stuff that'll get you arrested: drugs, guns, serious weapons.
Dr. Mario,
maybe.
Probably,
Depending.
yeah.
I mean, if you stay up all night and have Nintendo eyes by the next morning, they might be calling the police on you. There's that, and violence. I would say like...
Oh, a good fight? Like a good fight, yeah.
Yeah, where you getting multiple black eyes, busted noses, probably a few teeth out. Cops will probably be called. If not by the school, they'll be called later by the other kids' parents.
Yep.
That's generally how it went. Like, I think the school decided... I really think they decided, like, weighed out what happened, what's the outcome afterward, how much carnage and damage is there. And if we don't call, who are these kids? Is there a likelihood their parents are going to sue the pants off of us? Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
I think it came down to that, really.
Yeah, it came down to each situation, really.
And maybe I'm wrong, you know? Hey, if you worked for the school back then and you happen to catch us talking about this and you want to correct it, just write to the email in the description. We'll get you on.
We'll overlook it completely.
Oh, but no.
Where was this place? That was in Illinois, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a school, and I'll stop by saying that there's a school in, as you said, in Illinois.
And not just a normal school.
This is kind of an all-in-one encompassing school for kids.
Special needs school.
Special needs, but I think that's kind of like trying to have a paintbrush that's wide enough to paint the world in one swipe when they say special needs in this case, because it's kids that have behavioral problems, have emotional problems, autistic kids.
And we're talking younger kids, not like 15, 16. We're talking 9, 10, 11-year-olds. Yeah.
Children.
Yeah.
So they have it's many different special needs, whether it's autism, it's just bad kids that failed at every other school and this was the end stop, and emotional problems, family problems, just whatever it is that is affecting these kids, whether it's curable or not curable in some cases, just special needs school.
Yeah.
Overall, that's an easy term. In Illinois. What is it? Has the highest rate?
Yeah, they have an average of the cops being called to the school every other day.
Every other day, because the teachers are pressing charges on these
9 and 10-year-old kids.
On these kids.
Yeah.
And imagine that. An autistic kid.
It's 9 years old, has an assault and battery charge on him.
Right. Is that going to fall? Yeah, obviously, when they turn into adult, if they can be considered adult, is that going to be like sealed in their juvenile record? Or, what if it's somebody that's a kid that was just pushed too far too many times and ends up really hurting somebody as he gets bigger? You know what I mean? Like, are they going to treat that kid as an adult that has something that, because people look at how some people want to deal with autism, right? They're just like, oh, they're being bad, and shouting and spanking them will make it stop. And that's not going to make it stop. That's not how you deal with autism, as far as I'm aware.
No, you don't.
I don't have any autistic kids. The few people that I've talked to that do have them or are around them or have them in their lives at some point or have had.
They just beat the hell out of them.
No, definitely not. That doesn't work. But you know what I mean? Like that's what some people think is the way to deal with it, and they'll grow out of it. No, they're not going to, man.
Yeah. These things just weren't addressed before, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Up until 20 years ago, like this shit wasn't addressed really. Like,
no. And then there's this school pressing charges.
Right. And like these teachers, this is my problem. Like, you know what you're getting into. You know what I mean? Like my friend Kylie, she works with, special needs kids around these area school, okay?
Right.
She gets fucking clawed, her face clawed, this, that, the other, every fucking day, man. She's not pressing charges on a 9-year-old.
Right.
Like I feel like if you're taking that job, you should know what you're getting into. And the fact that the fucking police like go along with it is just really, really, I don't know. Like, it's trash.
Yeah. Pearl, I was going to bring that up. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it and chat at all, but she was, Pearl, I believe, was an aide on a bus. And for special needs kids, autistics, what do we have? We can't say the R word today. What is it? ID, intellectually disabled, I think is the proper term. Not that I was like full gung-ho to say the other word, but I think that's the politically correct term is ID. Whatever, she was an aide on the bus, and like she said, if they got too violent, you could take them down. Like if they were going to hurt themselves or hurt somebody else, you could take them down. But after that, you had to talk them down, like.
Yeah, as you should have to. Like,
right. Not, Pearl, how many kids do you press charges on and sue the pants off of them and their parents back in the day in Ohio?
Well, think about even like then they have to go to court, okay? Like, what the fuck does that judge even like it doesn't make any sense from the bottom up. Like,
and like, is the judge in the police department's pocket?
That's what I mean.
Like passing it on through? That's
what I mean. Like, is it all, you know what I mean? It starts from the bottom up.
Dude, that's fucked. Like, you're talking about, and also, let's not forget the fact. Let's say it's behavioral problems, right?
Yeah.
These are kids, okay? These are kids. Why is treating them like a delinquent, like a criminal?
Yeah.
How is that going to fix behavior problems?
It's not helping anything.
Like coming to school, cuffing them, taking them to the police station, fingerprinting them, doing the same shit.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
No, dude.
He said the one part said they had to actually move the booking station from somewhere to somewhere else, so he made it less traumatizing for them. The police chief. I'm like, how about you just don't tell these teachers to do their. I don't know. I guess it's not their job to get beat, but like, holy fuck, man.
Yeah, right. I don't know. It just seemed like
it's not right.
As you said, you know what you're taking when if you take a job like that. That's going to be part of the job.
Yeah.
You know, and to fall into the, oh, this is protocol. Press charges on them.
I wouldn't have the heart to even just press the charges on a 9-year-old kid. Period. Like,
right.
Unless he did, like, it would have to be really, really bad. Like,
I mean, how many times is Dennis the Menace arrested in the cartoon, the movies, the comic strip, anything?
Yeah.
Never.
No. Mr. Wilson could have had him for assault and battery 56 times.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I know. All right. I mean, Dennis would have been paying Mr. Wilson from the grave.
Yeah, and think about like Curious George. You know, that guy worked around with the man in the yellow hat. Like, why does he even have a monkey on the street? You know, it doesn't make sense. I don't know what that has to do with any of it, but it's there.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, I read that and it just boggled my mind. That's why I said it to you. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? But like I said, the fact that the police go along with it. So if the police are going along with it, the courts obviously are going along with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bottom up thing.
And what, like, other than treating them,
like, what's next? Hitting him with a cattle prod to put him down?
Yeah, other than treating them like a criminal, delinquent, whatever. What if the kid's a multiple offender? What if it's somebody that has autism, that any of the teachers, staff, aides that are interacting with this kid, okay, they haven't been trained, never dealt with a kid with autism, and he just keeps getting shit card pulls. This kid's getting shit card pulls of teachers, so ends up being a multiple time offender. Like, is there probation and probation fees, court costs, and all that tied in with this?
I would assume. Who else is paying for it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I don't know, man.
I just don't even know how they could publish that article and still. And did you see the picture of the lady who runs the school? She was like your definition of the Karen. Like, I mean, to a T. Did you ever see Waiting? The movie?
Yeah.
You know the lady? It's a real bitch. And she's about her salad. You know, she's sitting with those 3 other ladies and like they're all embarrassed because she's so mean. It looks just like her. Like to a T, dude. That's exactly who it looks like.
The perfect person, huh?
Yeah. Not a nice lady. Oh, Nick, you're a Curious George guy, huh?
I like monkeys, man.
Yeah. I like Yellow Rain Slickers, so there we go. You know?
I prefer the evil monkey from Family Guy, but
I'm a big fan of the Morton Salt Girl too, so
Land O'Lakes Butter Girl.
They have a slicker?
No. Feathers.
Yeah, I know. Birds of a feather.
Oh, so here we got some input in the chat going right along with what we're talking about. Pearl says, let me get where I can read this. Before I even seen my first child, I had to take classes and learn the different ways in calming them down. It was a 3-month course. That sounds like a sane fucking world to me.
Yeah.
That sounds like a world where people were actually thinking about what they were doing.
Yeah. It was called probably like the 80s and 90s.
Right.
Dude, shit's just so out of control now. Like, and everybody I talk to, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. War is hell, I guess.
Yeah, right. Well, dude, I'm still baffled that when you sent me the article, I'm just like, I thought for a couple seconds you might be pranking me. I'm like, he doesn't have the time. He might have the skill set with Illustrator, but he's not going to devote time into mocking this up.
No, and I don't have that skill set with Illustrator yet, dude. No.
Right,
yeah, no.
right.
But you know what I mean? Like, no, and like, no, it just, I just blew my, because I saw the headline and I'm like, what? Like, you know, you got to see, and then the cops are there every other fucking day. Like,
yeah, and And it's not the only school that does it in Illinois, but in the whole area, it is one that in the police stations right down the street. They call them literally like every day, every other day, if not every day.
Right, and it's hundreds of calls they've had. And I remember, I don't know if you got this far in the article, but it also said they only have 65 students in the whole entire school.
Yeah, hundreds of calls.
And 65 students.
65 students in the call for the last year that records were taken. And that was the highest number they'd had, I believe.
Yep.
Of when the last time records were taken.
Right. Like, why is that thing even still functional? Why is it still in operation? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's like, and it's like, it goes back to that pay-to-play title. Like, you know what I mean? You're supposed to be going to school to learn. That's an environment where you should be able to learn and grow. And being that you need taught differently, especially versus other students, that's why you're at a special needs school. And it's just twisted that fucked that you're getting charges. Like, I understand when shit gets out of hand, yes, charges might be pressed. But
right, but come on, man. Like, I you know, I've, like, it's like charges for, like, pushing people. Like, there was, you know, I mean, I saw pushing. Like, oh my God, that 9-year-old pushed me. Charges are filed. Are you kidding me?
Assault?
Yeah.
You're
pushing,
hurting?
yeah, for pushing somebody.
You're back, so you're suing now?
Like, oh my God, this world's awesome.
Yeah, man.
So glad I'm here.
So shout out to the total piece of shit in Illinois at that school. What's up?
Yeah.
Don't bother calling us or contacting us.
Yeah, and the police station that goes along with it. Fucking chodes.
That's fucked, dude.
Yeah, and the judge that fucking holds down the iron fist too. You can go to hell as well.
I don't know, man. And not okay. You've been around kids in your life. You had kids around you. I have children around me. I have kids. None of them are special needs, but just imagine being a parent of a special needs or knowing a special needs kid that was going. How does the community go along with it too? That's the other thing.
Right.
Do you know, like,
it's probably just as sick as twisted as this place is, you know?
But you can't be like, oh, well, you can't just overlook it and sweep it under the rug like, oh, they couldn't make it, they couldn't hack it at any other school, so this is last stop for them. This is where our last stop for where they end up. They're going to be unteachable, unhelpable. So
what do you do after they get kicked out of that school, I wonder? Like, do you put them in a dungeon or in your basement at home and just lock the door? Like, what happens then?
Death row execution.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought you were meant like give him a record contract. You know, he's a new rapper, Death Row Records.
Maybe
Snoop signed him yesterday.
No, dude, like there's community, education system failing.
Yeah,
like
Illinois is trash.
Let me say this: I've messed up and failed at multiple points throughout life, and have managed to recover. I don't think there's any recovery on that one. Just
no,
like shut it down.
Yeah, and like I said, there's only 65 kids. Like, you can't like, I don't know.
All Karen, we got some stuff in the chat here.
They are definitely all Karens. Like I said, it looks just like that one from the movie Waiting.
And that's the lady in charge.
Yeah, that's the head honcho.
And it's sad too, man, because who was that? Who was that? No Child Left Behind. Was that Obama?
Yeah, I think so.
And then, you know, Metallica, the guys that went after Napster and all that shit, they wanted to have that all-inclusive experience at their concerts. Everybody's in on this.
Like when I went to see Danzig, they made us put our phones in these lockable bags so you couldn't take pictures.
Right.
Like, fuck out of here.
But no, it's just, that's the world. But shit like this exists.
Yeah.
Like, man, I don't know. It got me a little hot, like just seeing that, thinking about it, talking about it.
Yeah, I wasn't real happy about it.
But like, yeah, hopefully you or anybody you know isn't
in Illinois going to a school, or have somebody going to a school that's like that. And by all means, I'm not saying don't ever. Or I'm not saying that it's completely never okay to call the police. There's times.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
But those aren't it. I'm sorry, that's not it, man. Somebody dropped the fucking ball on that one majorly, and
it's just it's frustrating.
Yeah, dude, shake your head.
Dude, I gotta go put my sweatshirt on. It's freezing in here.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll carry the mic with something. We'll talk about it. Yeah, kind of depressing topic, man, but something I wanted to bring to light if anybody hadn't heard about it, especially people that might not be in the U.S., because I truly believe, like, depending where you are, content and media, wherever you may be in the world, content and media is filtered to an extent. Like, you can't see, I don't know if you can you see the same news as everybody else or not? I think it is kind of filtered in a way where it's hard to find stuff, depending where you are in the world, what's in, especially if it's something that's not allowed in your country. Like, for example, here's just a small filter. Not that we haven't had hits from India, okay, for the podcast, and I'm talking about the audio show, but how allegedly how the rules are is any podcast that is not marked entirely completely, like every episode as clean, in other words, not explicit. Like, if you have any episode with an explicit rating, that would ban your show from being able to be found in search results in India.
Oh, yeah?
Like an audio podcast, yeah. We have had a few hits from India, but I think it was people using a VPN, I don't know, possibly to say they're in India and that
A proxy thing.
they were already subscribed and it downloaded a show, yeah. But that's just one thing. So that's, I think, depending where you are, media could be filtered, news could be filtered. So that's, yeah, we want to talk about that and bring it up because it's sad and disappointing that, I mean, so is the world, but that's an extra fucking layer on the cake there that didn't need to be added.
Yeah, I don't really get into that shit or even get fired up about it, but that would fire me up.
The whole political, like, like, and not political like government, just the, like, political oriented topics of.
It reminds me of this town, like how everything's run by certain people and, like,
yeah,
because it's the truth.
But it's just, man, like digging into the finer points of this, like, we haven't examined why it's right and why it should be happening. I mean, there's probably somebody arguing for that, but not on this fucking show.
No.
Try us.
We don't need you.
Yeah, so let me get back to the chat here for a moment. There are people going crazy in there. I want to see what is exactly being squawked about. I'm not even going to scroll it, I guess. Yeah. We've seen that. I got to go down a little. There, we're at the bottom. I'll read over here, so I'm not flipping the screen. Jimmy's trying to read.
We've been at the bottom for a long time.
All right. Yeah, I was thinking that in my head. Thanks for reminding me out loud.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Like a double shot, man.
That's what I'm here to do. Real confidence booster.
Some adults with autism went by sent invoices. They responded in a positive way. That's another thing, too. I was going to bring that point up because I don't think the people that Pearl worked with were all children. I think some of them were adults that were never going to develop to be fully an adult. Like, but they were full-blown adults that were, like, strong. And she had to talk these people down.
I bet she press charges on them either.
They're the worst type of people to ever see any special needs person. And see, they dealt with over 300 people a day there. And they weren't pressing charges and arresting people whenever she did this job. But they got 65 students in a record high year, and they're calling the cops every other day. Get the fuck out of here.
And the fact that the cops show up, like I said, the cops are just as bad for showing up and going along with it.
They need to grow up and realize the world's not going to fucking cater to them. And it never will, no matter how much they complain.
Yeah, seriously.
See BBC. We can see BBC here in the States, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely seek out and find news. But it's, I mean, just, okay, here's a perfect example. And granted, the internet is not books that were printed and handed out at schools. But look at the criteria that you would get in schools in the South and schools around here. Guarantee there's different information in the books. Without it, you know what I mean?
But what information's in the books? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, just school books.
I'm horrible. I question everything now, man. I'm horrible.
Yeah, what time is it? You
Oh,
hungry?
it's fourth. No, I said I question everything now. I said I'm
I
horrible.
will start asking questions.
Oh yeah, yeah. I am kind of hungry actually.
Who tied your shoes?
Me today. Nobody was home. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's our Six Ed show for today, people. I did have an article, and damn it, if I've searched,
You can't find it.
I can't find it. There is a restaurant, and it's in another country, and it's part of a big chain. I don't want to name names because I can't find the damn article. This goes back to years ago. They're starting, whether you're a paying customer or not, you got to pay to use the bathroom. They got like a whole subway,
Turnstile.
not turnstile, but like the gates.
Yeah.
Not that you could probably hop over them, but I'm sure they're going to have an employee there watching you, you know?
And I've seen there's bathrooms in Pittsburgh that they have along the south side. Like, yeah, I think you have to pay $1 to get in, but these bathrooms are like, that's so people don't just demolish them at night. You know what I mean? Like a porta potty, it's like, that's the reason for the paying. So you can't just walk in there and just do whatever the fuck you want. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a standalone bathroom, like along the sidewalk. You can go in, use it, pay $1, whatever, but like, that's so that bathroom's there, but like nobody's going to pay $1 to demolish it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So
no, I get that. But just like a big chain, like you gotta pay.
That's just craziness, man. I can't believe they charge for dipping sauces.
And I know this was years ago. This definitely 100% goes back to the 80s. There was a mall that you had to put like a dime in to get in the door, and it had a timer on it where you go in, do your business, and if you don't get back out before that timer kicks off, the door locks. So you had to wait for the next person to pay their way in to get back out.
That's awesome.
That was kind of an oversight on it. Like there was no you know what I mean? Like no safety switch, or like how when you're in a walk-in cooler or freezer, you can open the door from the inside, or there's a knob to like totally spin the handle out. Like it'll unbolt the handle when you spin this knob, and the handle drops off on the outside. Nothing like that. You put a dime in, go get access to the door to the restroom, and then you go and do your business. It's a multiple stall bathroom, but if you don't come out in time, and it was an oversight, they did eventually fix it, but you got stuck in there. That's just nutty, man. Like how do you not think of that when you're putting like, oh, they're gonna pay 10 cents to get in here. We're gonna give them 7 minutes. If they're not done back out, the door locks.
And like that whole pressure thing of timing me, like that's not going to help my cause whatsoever.
No, definitely not. But yeah, where are we at time-wise?
4:30.
Good.
Yeah, we're good on it all ends.
That's the show for today, people. Any final comments, last words? Want to add anything to the conversation? I think it's fucked.
Same.
Dude, just like that they're kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, granted, there's much worse people out there that are much worse to kids, people the world over, you know?
Yeah.
But to be a teaching institution, and that's the path you're following, like, no, sir, no.
No, I don't agree.
Timers would suck. You read the Pearl. Thanks, bro. No. Anyhow, what was I saying? Don't forget, new audio episodes published every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Translate that to your time. Not sure what's going on for Christmas yet. Christmas is it really next Sunday? Let me look. Fuck, dude. I give up on Windows 11. There's no calendar when I hit the calendar. Christmas is next Sunday. We may hack it together for a Christmas Eve show. Not sure yet what's going on.
That's up to you because I don't have anything to do.
If we don't see you next Saturday, please do have a safe and happy holiday. Spend some time with the people you want to see on that holiday. And we'll see you back here after that. If you do one thing this week or until we see you again, and we never ask for much, but if you do one thing, please share the show with somebody that you think might like it.
Yeah, and donate $500 to each of our bank accounts.
Don't do that.
We don't ever ask for anything, so I figured we'd throw that in. It's Christmas.
It's true, but I'm not asking for that. Just share the show with somebody that you think might like it, whether it's the audio show or the video.
Okay, that's fine. I'm still asking for it. You can just deposit 1,000 to my account then. Run it.
You gotta love this guy. Got to. There's no choice.
No.